Hey guys, what is up and welcome to my first ever Sorare video. I hope it's going to be the first of many, but we're going to see how it goes. This is essentially my way of documenting my plan for this year. So we're starting with game week 1 and I want to see if I can move my limited collection or collections, because I currently have a gallery of 180 cards, into maybe 2 to 3 competitive Champion, Premier League, Bundesliga or La Liga teams. To start with, I wanted to give you guys a quick view of my club. So I currently have a pretty stacked in-season bunch of cards and quite a good variety with around 90 cards that I've picked up. We've got the top end players like Bruno Fernandes, Yamal, Rodrigo, Declan Rice, the forward Saka, Palmer, and then obviously Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. All of these cards which we're going to use to hopefully get some really good rewards, maybe get the podiums. I want to try and get at least 1 or 2 podiums this year. I got one last year in rare, but this season I'm purely limited until I manage to work my way through into rare through purely rewards. As this is a road to glory type video, I understand a lot of you guys will be watching thinking it's not really a road to glory. You currently have 181 limited cards, which is true, but it's a road to glory for myself where I want to see if I can achieve getting those rare teams by using only limited cards, and then see if I can build something throughout the season just so I can move back into rare for myself. As you can see up here, we currently have £19.18 in the club. I tried to spend all my money, but that's a remainder. I will be using that money going forward, and I have 232 essence, which we have obviously got from the buy one get one free with the essence or with the rewards that you get along the way. So we'll also be using that. I still need to decide if I'm going to keep it for 250 or the 500 for the tier 1s and the stars, but that'll be something that I'll decide along the way through doing the series. So as we are now in game week 1, I wanted to show you my lineups. It is currently around 8 o'clock on the Friday, and my lineups have been submitted, so if there's any DMPs, I can't do much about it now. We're going to start with my Premier League in-season. We're not in the greatest divisions, but I want to aim to get into Division 1 with every single one of my teams. I want to have in Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga and Champion. I want every single one of my teams in Classic and in-season to be in that Div 1 spot. So we're going to move into our Division 2 team, which is my Arsenal team. So as you can see, we've got Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Saliba, Declan Rice and Raya. I believe this is going to be one of the most competitive stacks this year. I haven't got the greatest XP on them so far because I haven't brought loads of other players for the collection bonus. But for now, I believe this can be one of the best teams this year. Moving into my Man City team, I'm currently using De Bruyne here because it has higher XP than my, I believe I brought an in-season De Bruyne, and I've also got Rodrigo and Foden who currently aren't starting because they've only just come back from international break. So the City team consists of Haaland, which you can't go wrong with, Ruben Dias, Gvardiol and Ederson, along with that De Bruyne I just talked about. More of a defensive stack. I don't know how that game against City is going to go, but I'm still looking forward to it. Game against City, they're playing against Chelsea. Moving into Chelsea, speaking of the Devils, the team that I support, got Cole Palmer, Malo Gusto, Marc Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez and Robert Sanchez. This team, no one knows ever what to expect from it. For all I know, Enzo could not start. Robert Sanchez could be not replaced, but Jorgensen could start instead. I do have both the goalkeepers and I do have a decent collection from Chelsea, being a fan. So we'll see what they can do and see if they can get us out of Division 5 in week 1. Moving on to the classic teams, I've gone for more variation here because I don't have the collection scores and the XP that a lot of other managers do. So I had to go for something different and I haven't really stacked as much apart from this Liverpool team. So we've got David Raya, Bruno Fernandes, Christian Romero, Gvardiol and Son. And looking at this, I've gone quite defensive again, which I wasn't planning to do with many of my lineups, but it looks like that's going to be a theme of my teams for this week. We then have the Liverpool team in Division 4 with both the midfielders, McAllister and Szoboszlai. Salah up top, hopefully getting a decisive. And then we've got Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker in defence. We then move on to a team that I don't even know what I'm mentioning. They're good players, Ederson, Akanji, Paqueta, Fulkrug and Guimaraes, but it's just a team that it's just a throwaway team. I don't expect anything from this. If I could get a box and get some essence from that box, I'll be very happy. Now, moving into my best teams, these are the ones that I spent my most money on, and the most money I spent on a collection is my Real Madrid collection. I currently am one of the top managers on the leaderboard for XP, and I've also given them all training throughout the last 2 weeks, and I've applied free level up boosts just to try and have the most competitive Real Madrid players in game week 1. So as you can see, we've got Courtois, Militao. I could have used Rudiger or Carvajal here. It was pretty much a throw of a coin, so I don't know which one's going to be the best moving forward this season. My differential, I feel like everyone else is going to have these 4 cards in Div 1. So it was either Bellingham or Valverde. I feel like the majority of managers, if they can afford Vinny Jr. and Mbappe, they're probably going out and getting Bellingham as well. Valverde is always a good scorer. He scored the other day on Wednesday. So if he can score again, even get some good AA with tackles, I thought hopefully this would switch me up from other managers. And also going Vinny Jr. as captain, he's got a lot of, takes on a lot of players. He's got the possibility of getting good A as long as he doesn't get that yellow card, which he seems to guarantee himself every single week. And then we have Mbappe up top, pairing them. No one knows what's going to happen this season, but you can guarantee goals. They have one of the best teams. They will be one of the best stacks all year. And the best thing about being in Div 1 in the La Liga at the moment is the fact that there's 62 entrants. And if you look at the prize pool, it pays all the way down to... Well, it doesn't even show it there. Let me look at the full leaderboard. I can't even find it. So it pays down to 80th. It is right there in front of me and I just didn't even see it. And there's only 62 entrants. So I'm guaranteed $10 in that. I don't want $10. I would settle, this sounds really optimistic, but top 10. I want that $70 in that box. I feel like I've got the team to do it. I've definitely got the best XP you can get currently. No one has higher than me. So if I've chose the right players, first is honestly a probability. Moving into Team 2 of La Liga, I currently have Barcelona/Real Madrid. So Ter Stegen and Koundé in defence. We've got Yamal from Barcelona, had one of the best Euros for a young guy I've ever seen. And then we have the 2 midfielder players I would put in my Real Madrid stack of Jude Bellingham and Tchouaméni. And I'm looking at this and wondering why I've captained Tchouaméni, because I would have rather went Bellingham or Koundé. But that's what happens when you do your lineups at 2:30 p.m. at work. Moving into my throwaway team, it's not a throwaway team. This team wasn't cheap. Oblak, Lormand, I've butchered that name. Lino in midfield, and then we have Griezmann and then Gundogan, because I didn't want to put him in that Barcelona team, as I believe Tchouaméni and Bellingham will do better. Time will tell with that one, but this is in Div 5, and hopefully I can just get out of it and move my way up to Division 1 for all these teams. Moving into Classic, we've just got the standard Real Madrid team again with a slight differential. Same with the Classic teams in Premier League. I'm well aware that everyone's got better XP than me. I only started my limited collection in April when I moved from Rare, and I was like, Koundé is one of the best players for Barcelona. He gets great AA and he just seems to always perform well. So I thought I'd put him in instead of Rudiger, Militao or Carvajal in defence. And then we've paired him with Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and then obviously Courtois in goal, who I believe is going to be one of the best goalkeepers this year. We then have a Barcelona stack again mixed with Real Madrid, this time with Rudiger in there and Tchouaméni, because my Koundé is over here in the Div 1 team. And then we have a pretty random team of Jan Oblak in goal, Mendy, Valverde, Militao and Rodrigo. So it's a bit more defensive, this team, but with how Real Madrid are going to be so attacking this year, Mendy on the left, and then even from corners, Militao could deliver. Moving into my final 6 lineups, we have Champion, as Bundesliga is not on till next week. These two here, the Spurs and Liverpool teams, are both in Division 1. I'm not sure how, I didn't even know you could actually do that. And I'm pretty confident they are going to perform pretty well this weekend. They both have pretty good matchups. I didn't think that many people would put either of these stacks into these divisions, because Premier League is more lucrative. And I feel like more people who are just getting in are going to look at the Premier League and just enter that competition. So for the Liverpool stack, we have Alisson Becker and Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold on set pieces, with McAllister and Salah. I wasn't sure whether to go with McAllister or Szoboszlai, but McAllister had a great season last year and Szoboszlai was absolutely shocking. But it looks like that may turn around under the new management. Moving into the Spurs team, pretty hopeful for this team. I wouldn't care if it did bad all season because I absolutely hate Spurs, being a Chelsea fan. So we have Vicario, Romero. I've gone for a double defence with Mickey van der Veen, James Maddison and Heung-min Son, the only player I actually like from Spurs. And then we have the bench boys. I don't know why I've called this team that because they're definitely not bench boys. We've got Jordan Pickford in goal against Brighton. That could be a pretty good fixture. We have Carvajal from Real Madrid, Bruno Fernandes, Grimares and Rodrigo. As we speak, Bruno Fernandes is playing. He is my captain. Hopefully United can start off with a nice loss, but Bruno Fernandes can get a decent score. Moving into the classic teams, so these are my last three lineups. They're all pretty random. The classic season Div 1 team is probably my best, so it's Maignan and Theo Hernandez for the AC Milan stack. And then we have the two Arsenal boys, Saka and Declan Rice, with Haaland up top. Then we have a really random team of Martinez, Ruben Dias, Doku, Szoboszlai and Lewandowski. And then in Div 3, this team's already shocking because Marquinhos didn't even start today. And this was just throwaway because I'm not even sure if Caicedo's going to start in the next couple of days. So they are my teams for game week 1. So to close out the video, guys, I wanted to do a little giveaway with it being my first ever Sorare video. So I wanted to give away the Dominic Szoboszlai that I got for free from, I think it was McAllister. I got a McAllister for £40, and then in doing that, I got given a Szoboszlai who's worth even more, which you can't complain about, but I thought I would give that back to you guys. If you've checked out this video and you've actually managed to watch it till the end, I appreciate that, but if you would go to my Twitter and look at my pinned tweet, you can follow all the instructions there to try and win yourself Szoboszlai. You know, you can sell him and try and build a classic team with cards a lot cheaper. You know, you could definitely build a team. I believe it's about £60 right now. But thank you very much for watching my first ever video. If you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing if you enjoy this and this is some content that you want to watch in the future. And I'll see you guys next time on Tuesday for the rewards. See ya.